Hello, everybody. It's the last chapter for macroeconomics. Okay, this curve. Okay, after this one, a long one, aggregate supply. We talk about later. Talk about some comparison, and we'll end this part. Okay, and then we'll go to another part. Okay, it is a long one, and then this term, long one aggregate supply curve, is a wonderful chapter. It can be used to explain different economic phenomenon, and it can give some suggestion to the government. And actually, in the history in 1930, it is under the test, okay, a social experiment, and it did very good. Okay, so we'll go for it. Okay, so first of all, we have a monetary and neoclassical view of a long one aggregate supply curve. For the short one aggregate supply, remember no deviation between different model, but for the long one aggregate supply, there are different model on it. And in IBDP, we will talk about two famous ones. One is a monetary and neoclassical point of view. From this point of view, supply side policy is essential. And then we have the Keynesian point of view. Okay, is demand side policy is important to drag the economy from recession. So in monetary view, okay, long one LRAS, long one aggregate supply curve is a constant, and the long one aggregate supply curve is a vertical. Wow, perfectly inelastic one. Why? You will learn it very soon. Okay, but first define something first. Okay. Long one aggregate supply is the aggregate supply over certain time period at different price level in the long one. But what do you mean by in the long one? Potential outputs. Okay, is the concept, key concept when you talk about long run. Potential output is the highest level of real GDP, highest for sustainable run in the long run. What it means as sustainable? It is the real output level for full employment when the whole society's people are working already. So it is sustainable, right? But it is the maximum, okay? No more people to hire to be hired. So it is the concept. So the key concept is potential output, sustainable, long run, GDP, full employment. Try to connect them. And we have a vertical LRAS curve here because they said that the potential output is a constant, okay, doesn't change, okay. You need to some time to change it, okay. In monetary point of view, there is a potential output of the economy. In the short run, due to inefficiency of production and employment of resources, okay, the outputs can be smaller than the possible output, okay. So the short run place should be here, the outputs, okay, it's okay. But in the long run, the economy will move to the potential outputs level. Later on, we'll talk about it as automatic adjustment, okay. So in the long run, aggregate supply equals the potential outputs level, the sustainable level, remember. As the potential output, the economy is in full employment. Remember, full employment is not all the people is working. They accept some time gap between employment. So there will be natural rates of unemployment. We'll talk about it later. Okay. If the firms wants to increase their output by employing more employment of resources, yeah, other people is employed. If you want to increase it, impossible. Or you will increase the wage and the price of resources quickly, right? So it is a big increase of average price level. But actually, you can hire more people as a society point of view, okay? Different firms compete for different employer and then going to different people, okay? But the average price level increases, the wage increases, but still that's amount of employment, right? So it's a vertical line, perfectly inelastic. So if the question mentioned the potential economic growth, okay, draw the vertical areas. Okay. That's the trick. That's the clue. Okay. Potential. So low real output change for AD change in the long run. It is monetary point of view. From the monetary point of view, okay, the demand side policy has low use. Okay, supply side is important in the long run. In the long run, increasing aggregate demand from 81 to 82. You see, any change to the potential output? No, it's still at here. Maximum already, right? Full employment already. Just you just search up the price level, making inflation worse. Okay, so from the monetary neoclassical point of view. Any demand side policy of economic growth is low use, okay. Government spending low use, don't do it, okay. But actually, it works, okay. So we need to change to another model. and we call it Keynesian view of the AS curve. Okay, in Keynesian view, okay, AS curve is a horizontal line for real outputs less than potential output. The same explanation from the point of view of employment, okay, and the vertical line for real GDP. Real outputs are close to the potential output. So look at this line. So near the potential output, okay, the Keynesian view of AS curve and the LRAS curve from the monetarist point of view are similar. Can you see the difference of the symbol? AS is for Keynesian, LRAS is the monetarist. Okay? We even have different symbol for them. So similar to monetarist point of view, Keynesian agree. Okay, yes, there is a potential output of an economy. If the real output is the potential output, you can't increase it further because it's full employment already, right? Further increasing the output will increase the wage and price resources quickly. So Keynesian AS also has a vertical segment at the potential output. But Keynesian has an idea that is the point, the employment is the point, the full employment is the point. But on the contrary, if it is below it, if the real output is below the potential output, there are people unemployed, right? So easy to increase the employment, right? So firm can easily increase their output, increase by employing the available laborers and resources, right? And when we do so, we don't shut up the pie. We don't need to compete with other firms, right? They are available there already, okay? So wage and the price of resources will not change a lot. Will not change a lot. So the average price level is stable. In the perfect way, it can be a horizontal line. So Keynesian AS follow the same employment concept of monetarist point of view. But just think about it in details for what happens if the output is lower than the potential output. So it becomes a horizontal line segment for outputs lower than the potential output. Wow, so smart. And the model is so simple. And these significance, yes, and its significance. Look at this diagram. Okay, when during recession, okay, when the output is lower than the potential output, okay, you increase the AD from AD low to AD1. Wow, a big increase of output, surging to the potential output base. Okay, so you can take the economy out from a recession quickly. Of course, in the Keynesian model, also if it is not in a recession, normal already, full employment already increasing the demand side, increasing government spending has no use to. So don't do it. But when to stop? You look at the graph here, you diagram, then you know when to stop. But in reality, we don't have this diagram, right? So government is need to get a lot of data, get a lot of feedback from the society before he decide whether further increase the government spending or take a break. But you know politics, right? It is a suicide. We say that I stop at the government spending. Okay, so sometimes maybe the government know what he should do, but for the works, okay, they don't do so. And of course, in the short run, it can be different. Okay, look at here. So we call it inflationary and deflationary gaps. Okay, it's a key concept. The deflationary gap happens when the actual output is lower, and lower will pull the CPI down, right? Lower than the potential output. Look at here, higher and lower. Okay, so the higher one. Sorry, the lower one is later. So first we talk about inflationary gap. Okay, in the short run, okay, AT and SRAS is the equilibrium, is the X. Okay, short run equilibrium. Okay, equilibrium is at the point X. But this point can be not on the real output. Okay, sometimes the real output can be higher than the potential output. Okay, so this gap we call it the inflationary gap. Okay, both Keynesian and the monetarist views are the same. Okay, in the exam paper they will tell you what to draw. Okay, Keynesian view or monetarist view. So draw the vertical line or vertical line with a horizontal line, LRAS or AS. Remember the label is important too. So on the contrary, the real output can be at the left of the potential output. Yes, it can be. Okay, why it should be at the potential output? Okay. So for this one, okay, oh, it's slow. The economy is too cold. The employment is less than the full employed, okay, at the left, okay. And then we talk about change in the quantity or quality of factor of production. If we change the aggregate supply, yes, you remember. Increasing the quantity and quality of production increase the potential output. How can it be improved? A lot of ways. For example, improving a technology, okay, technology growth. Okay. Through research and development, firms develop new ways of production with higher efficiency. Okay, so high efficiency means they improve the quality of physical capital and increase the productivity capacity. Also, potential output increased. Okay. It is more effective when the skilled labor and the labor level meets the technology level. Okay, so sometimes if it doesn't match, okay, so we need to immigration. Okay, get some skilled labor for specific skill from the other country. Okay, but a large amount of money is needed for research and development. So government may subsidize for it. Okay, or give incentive to encourage it. Okay. Investment in infrastructure is the way to increase the quantity and quality of fertile production too. Infrastructure is usually supported by the government. Okay, it is because it's a public system. Okay, service of facility, and for example, it's a public utilities, a power, storage system, water system, right? Public works and roads, dam and drainage, and then transport sector, railroad, ports and airport. All these things is big stuff, but very expensive. So it has to be done by the government. Okay, it promote economic activity. It is essential, right? Reducing the cost of and increasing the efficiency of economic activity. So it is essential for economic growth. Okay, so it is important. Okay, government do. Okay, and also immigration of skilled labor. Government had to set up some scheme. Okay, to attract the skilled labor to come. Okay, through expert immigration scheme. Okay, many skilled labor of working Asia immigrated to developed countries like US and Europe. The skilled labor bring in the new quality and quantity of labor force, right? And the cost of production drops too. Okay, new income may be cheaper. Okay, so if the skilled immigrants have unique skill, okay, and the country can develop a new technology or new industry too. Okay. And change in institution. In what's institution in economics? Okay, you need to learn. In economics, institution that consists of government bureaucracy, market structure, law of protection of economic activity, and property rights. Okay, are lots of things. Okay. The law, government, and the market structure. Okay. If the institution that change from dictatorship to democracy, the government will be under the monitor of people, right? So the corruption will drop. Okay. So the government policy will be more market oriented, and the efficiency will increase. Also, if the market structure changes from monopoly, oligopoly, or monopolistic competition to market competition, the best thing, okay? The monopoly power of markets drops, okay? So the equilibrium outputs will rise and the price will fall, okay? If the law of protection of economic activity enhances, the risk of doing business decreases, right? So the firm will expand and the business will, and investment will be more. All this thing about is the increase of the economic growth and development. And the potential output will increase and the LRAS curve or the Kingston AS curve will shift to the right. It happens every day. Okay, real example, for example, investing in a labor saving machinery. No, labor is expensive nowadays, right? The productivity of labor increases and the cost of labor per products drops, okay? So the economy grows, okay? More efficiency, cheaper. For example, the labor saving technology in e-commerce and warehouses such as autonomous mobile robots, auto baggers and auto boxer and sensor or RFID tags applied to goods. Okay. This not just the robot market is expected to grow. Okay. Use the robot instead of people. Okay. 18% compounded annually, while 50%, 20% more. Excellent. And in roughly in 2019 to 2021, they roughly estimate there should be nearly 500, 500,000 of robots will be built. Wow, I think now is more, okay, in 2024. Okay. And this year, US has millions of immigrants. Immigrant brought money and technical workers, and the immigrant is young too. Okay. So solve the aging problem of US. And shape of the monetary areas and the Kingston is good. Yeah, we talk about it. Okay. Increase the quantity and quality of factors of production. Right? When the potential output increases, the SRAS curve and the vertical part of the Kingston AS curve shift to the right. Okay, increase, rise, decrease. That's okay. So we have to talk about short run and long run. Again, short run economic growth is the growth of the GDP in the news. Okay, every day this is something that we can observe. Okay, we can measure easily. It's the short run economic growth is the growth increase of GDP or decrease. Okay, on the country, and the long run economic growth is the increase of the potential output, something that we can't observe. We have to calculate it, okay, estimate, okay, and over time. But this is important because when the long run economic growth and the potential output increase, the short run GDP will follow, right? So, but remember the term economic development is the long run economic growth. Okay, so in daily life, when we talk about economic growth, probably is short run. Okay, when we talk about economic development, it must be long run economic growth. Okay, it's the increase of the potential output. So look at all these increases. They are increase of potential output. So they are economic development, they are also long-run economic growth. Okay, when the quantity and the quality of the production increases, the potential output increases. Okay, there are a lot of things we talked about before, right? Technology, immigration, or whatever. Okay, the vertical LRS curve shift to the right. Okay, and also the PPC curve shift outwards. Okay, the vertical segment of the Keynesian AS curve also shift to the right. Okay, but be careful, be careful. The horizontal segment of the Keynesian curve is still the same. Okay? Because we don't have model about this thing. Horizontal, where should it be? So we just assume it is constant. Okay. So what will affect it? Okay, effects of increasing investment. It can become interaction between AD and LRAS. Both will change. Be careful. Investment. So an investment is part of the AD. Okay, when investment increases, the AD increases at first. Okay, so the AD curve shift to the right from AD1 to AD2 at first, not much effects. Okay, but later on, when the investment is completed, okay, the quantity and quality of factor of production increases, right? So the LRS curve also increases, shift to the right. Keynesian AS curve also shifts to the right, so you can see the output change from Y1 to Y2 at last. Okay. There is sometimes between the AD shift and the LRS shift. Okay. And the real life example, the US has the biggest investment in the world in the year. Its foreign direct investment is more than 200 billion US dollar. Crazy. This investment improves the technology level and the global competitiveness of US. Okay, shifting its LRS curve to the right and keeping its economy grow by average 2.5% annually over the previous decade. Even in developed country, okay, the investment flow can be very low as 10 billion US dollar a year, or even a flow out in Spain in 2019. Okay, now it's thinking time. Think of a paper. Think about it. Okay, explain how the government's direct provision of medical service might shift the Keynesian aggregate supply curve. Draw the graph, draw the change on the graph, and explain it verbally. Okay, pause the video and wait. Okay, welcome back. Now it's a checking time. Yes, government direct provision of medical service, very simple. The health of the people improve, right? The people is the worker, right? So more people are healthy enough to work, quantity increase. The number of sick leave of people decreases, quantity increase. So the quantity and quality of labor forces increase. So the potential output of the economy increases from Y1 to Y2. So be careful, you need to draw the Keynesian one. Okay, so the Keynesian one shift from AS1 to AS2. You have to say it clearly. The vertical part increases while the horizontal part remains. Be careful. Keynesian. Because the question is about Keynesian. Don't draw the monetary only vertical one. And then we talk about a short one economic equilibrium. It can be might be different from the potential output, right? So the short one macroeconomic equilibrium can be different from potential output. Yes, we talk about it. So we talk about it in details now. Okay, the short one macroeconomic equilibrium can be here. Okay, Y and P. Okay, and it can be lower than the Y when we call it deflationary graph. Okay. So in the past paper, be careful. The potential output is sometimes being illustrated by a broken line to avoid the confusion from different view of the long run aggregate supply. You can draw the vertical one solid line as a monetary picture. You know, draw a solid vertical line with a horizontal line for the Keynesian model. It can be. So cost of deflationary graph by AD or AS drop. Okay, how can it be? Because maybe before is the equilibrium, the three curves LRAS, SRAS, and ADI on the same point A. They both agree, and the potential output is the real output. Okay, they agree. But suddenly SRAS decrease or AD decrease. So they will shift from A to B or from A to C. Okay, so in the short one, okay, they might be different. Later on, we'll talk about the autonomous adjustment, how it pull back, okay, to A. Okay. So both of them may cause a deflationary gap by the drops of SRAS or AD. Great Depression was a severe worldwide economic recession. You need to remember this one, okay? 1920, 1930, okay? The world GDP fell by 15%. Wow, crazy. Causing a great deflationary gap. And at that time, Keynesian came out, okay, using his idea, increasing government spending to pull the economy out from the Great Recession. Equilibrium in the monetary or new classical point of view. SRAS before the LRAS in the long run. Okay. It must be a point of intersection for both three lines, okay, in the long run. Okay. And also there's a new equilibrium with LRAS change, okay, when the quality and quantity of factor production increase, okay, the LRAS will shift to the right, okay, or shift to the left when the quality and quantity of the factor production decreases, okay, with during SARS, okay. And of course, there's a connection between the SRAS and the LRAS. Okay, so when you look at this thing, okay, when the PPC increases, so when the LRAS increase, okay, PPC, LRAS all change to 2, okay, increasing production possibility, increasing the potential output, okay, and the short one AS is still there for a while, okay, and then the SRAS will shift to the right, okay, and the economy will move from A to B, okay, illustrated by the movement of PPC1 to PPC2, okay. So the potential output acting again, okay, but it takes some time, okay, for the SRAS to follow. SRAS will follow, okay. We did and answer the question below, okay. Use the AD and AS diagram, explain why the increase in the price of oil might reduce the potential output of Japan. Look at the extract, okay. Draw the diagram and verbal explanation. Pause the video, get the paper and roll it. Okay. Welcome back. Okay, look at it. Yes, because price of oil is a factor of production, right? When the price increases and then Japan is an importer of it, okay? So the cost of factor of production increases. Oh no, so the potential output, the LRAS shift to the left decreases, okay? So the real output also decreases from Y1 to Y2. So you need to talk about how the LRAS change and then talk about equilibrium reacting again, so the real output also change. Although it's the same amount, okay, Y1 to Y2, but you have to say in twice, okay? So automatic adjustment, okay? Adjustment, it means that there's some change before, right? And then you adjust back. So there are two changes, okay? So if one change is by the AD and then the other changes, the adjustment must be by the SRAS, okay? So both the AD and SRAS has changed. So you see two set of graph there. You have to learn, think about one by one. For example, this one AD increases, so at first it's AD1, okay? And at first SRAS1, AD1, LRAS all happily here at A, okay? And suddenly AD increases from 1 to 2, okay? So short one equilibrium and then increase to B, okay? And then why it has an adjustment? Think about it when it is an inflationary gap, right? So it has a pressure on the price level. So weight as a factor of production will increase, right? So when the weights increase, the cost of factor production increases, what will happen to the short one aggregate supply? Decreases. Yeah, so we will shift back to C until the inflationary gap disappear. On the contrary, okay, when aggregate demand drops, there's a deflationary gap. Okay? So the weight as a factor of production will drops, okay? So the factor production will be less expensive, so the SRAS will increase until the deflationary gap disappear. So Y move to Y1 and Y2 and then Y move back to Y1. Okay, similar thing for SRAS change first, okay? Exactly the same. When the SRAS change, okay, it go to B and then the AD will change accordingly to pull it back. Also, when the SRAS decrease, okay, the AD will change, okay, to pull it up, okay. So it is an automatic adjustment. Just remember one thing, okay. First is a one curve change, and then the adjustment must be the other curve change, okay, not the same curve, okay. And then we have a concept of natural rates of unemployment because we talk about full employment rate, right? But it doesn't mean zero unemployment because people may wait to start for a new job. Maybe they want to take a gap for 1 or 2 weeks, 1 or 2 months, right? So there is a natural rate of unemployment. Okay, maybe it's a time for people to look for a new job, right? So it's natural. We call it natural rate. So if it is natural rate is perfect already. Higher than the natural rate is unemployment, real unemployment. Lower than the natural rate is the too hot, the economy. So the graphical illustration of microeconomic and macroeconomic. Okay, the same graph, right? Yes, nearly the same graph, demand and supply, but the axes are different. So for the microeconomic, the axis is quantity and price. For the macroeconomic is the real GDP or real output, okay, the average price level, the CPI. And this demand and supply in the microeconomic, now it's aggregate demand, aggregate supply. Aggregate supply, we can even have a three types, okay? These three types, we also have different types of supply curve in microeconomic too. Ordinary one, inclined one, and the perfectly elastic vertical one. In macroeconomic, there are short one aggregate supply curve and the long one aggregate supply curve. Inclined one and the vertical one, or the Keynesian one with a horizontal segment. Okay, try to answer this one. The decrease of aggregate demand can only have a short-run effect in the real output. In the long run, the real output will move back to the potential output. Only the average price level will be affected by the decrease of aggregate demand. Let's talk about, think about it. They said use AD and SRAS diagram to explain this statement. So think about what is changing and what is not changing, short one, long one. Very confusing. Okay, pause the video or go back, okay, watch the previous part and you'll know how to answer it. Welcome back. Okay, now it's changing. Yes, it started when the aggregate demand decreases, okay? So the economy moves from P to Q, and there is a deflationary gap, right? So the deflationary gap will pull down the wage, as wage is part of the factor of production, okay? Cheaper factor of production, aggregate supply increases. Until the economy moves from Q to R and the deflationary gap decrease and the wage won't drop anymore. Okay. This is the explanation. Very complicated. Yes, really complicated. So you need to revise it, okay? Or try to get a paper to draw the thing out. Okay. And then equilibrium in a Keynesian model is a little bit different because you have a horizontal line. Okay, when you look at here, when the AD is here, when the aggregate demand drops, okay, oh no, there's a big drops of the potential output or the real output. Okay, so the recession is great. Okay, and he said that when the AD decreases to here, okay, it's a horizontal line. The economy cannot move back to the full employment equilibrium by itself. Okay? There's no autonomous adjustment here. Okay. Even with the deflationary graph, because the error is here, okay? So from the Keynesian point of view, we need to move back the AD graph, okay? So we need to increase the government spending, okay? This is a difference, okay? We find out from the long run point of view, RIS point of view, low adjustment, okay? The price level won't change, okay? It's horizontal line. So government has to do something extra to pull the AD graph back, okay? To increase back the aggregate demand by increasing the government spending. Okay. And also, okay, when it is at full output, okay, don't do anything in the government. We should do the supply side policy. Okay. So Keynesian is understand its role. Okay, it's for us, its theory is important during a recession. Okay, to pull the economy from a recession of Y1 to Y2. Government spending is important to increase the aggregate demand. He knows that we can't do, and his model does not help, okay, in the long run, okay, when it is in the potential output, okay. He'll understand it. He understands the constraint, okay. So real example, a Keynesian model was developed in the 1930s, okay. And this is a Great Recession, okay. Government found his theory, and then he became an officer, and then he do a social experiment, and then excellently he pulled the economy out of the Great Depression, but not quickly in 10 years. In early 1980s, the opposite. The inflation rate of UK is high, okay? But you know that the Keynesian model has nothing to do with the price level, right? So the UK government imposed the new classical policy. New classical policy is changing the aggregate supply, right? Privatization, deregulation, okay, making the long run aggregate supply increase, okay? So successfully decreasing the inflation rate, okay? So different situation. 1930s Keynesian white, 1980 UK is new classical white, okay? So Keynesian multiplier effect, okay? What's the multiplier effect? Is when the AD increases from 181 to 82, okay? The government spending increases first, okay? By this amount, Y1 minus Y2. But because someone's expenditure is someone's income, right? So this income increases further income. So eventually the yield curve will move further to 83, okay? So the government has a need to start up of the consumption, government spending, and the society will do the multiplier effect and have a greater increase of the real GDP, okay? So not all the increase of real GDP is come from the government. Government spend $1, maybe the result will be $1.3 or $1.4. Okay, so it's wealthy, especially for the horizontal part. Okay, when it is becomes steep, okay, the multiplier effect drops. Okay, okay, consumer confidence fall. Okay, its effects on real GDP is being amplified by the multiplier effect. Okay, with the 8/80 now going to explain the multiplier effect. Okay, bring out a paper, draw the thing. Okay, you know how to do it. Okay. Welcome back. Yes, this is the multiplier effect of reverse. Okay, first drop. Okay, and then because of the drop of the GDP, drop of the expenditure. Once expenditure is there, there's income, so the income further drop to 83. The same description, can you see? Yes, same description, but just reverse it. Okay. Ah, it's a long chapter, but you guys are excellent. We go through it. Okay. So next unit, next video will be the wrap up of this part. Okay. Some evaluation of the two models. Okay. See you next week. Okay. Bye.